Do we all run here? Probably not as funny as you think.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. 2, sometimes 3 idiots, a camera, and a review. I'm one of your reviewers, Wilson. Sitting next to me, the Bearded Thunder. Berg Thunder?
Berg Thunder. I am Mr. Beard.
And we are reviewing a action figure. It is this guy. Can you tell us what this is?
This is DC Collectibles, DC Essentials, Reverse Flash.
Now you can see that's him in the box. We'll just move the box out of the way because we already have one open. So here he is in all his evil glory, looking grin. I think he looks great. Well, I didn't have a Reverse Flash toy that was from the comic books until this one came out. All the others were like Zoom from the Flash show or the Reverse Flash from the TV show.
Sure. So
this guy interested me. If you're a new viewer, you probably don't know unless you've gone back and watched all our reviews. I have not had good luck with DC collectible toys. And I've had such bad luck, you think by now one would learn his lesson. But I am Wilson. It is 2 idiots. So I could not resist buying the Reverse Flash. Flash is like my favorite character, and I love the Reverse Flash too. I love the Zoom version even better. Even though Mr. Berg did his best at one point to talk me out of it, I grabbed him off the shelf and got him anyways. So I think he looks great. The logo, however it's applied, was that probably a decal?
It's paint.
Well, that's paint, I guess. That chest logo, it looks spectacular. But they've never really had their problems with paint. Is his body painted? It's yellow.
Most of it is the yellow plastic with some paint over it. As far as I can tell, you can especially tell in a lot of the joints where there's some paint rub issues.
Yeah. Straight out of the box, all his joints were really tight, and that was because the paint, especially if you look here on his wrist, you can see that paint rubbed off because the paint was applied so thickly there that it was making the wrist stick. And I was very scared because I've had hands break before from DC, and the paint, once you finally got it to move, it chipped right off, and now it moves fine. The boots look fine. He does not have boot swivel though, but they're nice and shiny.
They have the joint below. They have your favorite Moon Knight ankles.
But it's a darker red than the rest of the boot, which I'm sure drives you insane.
It doesn't drive me insane because it's not as glaringly bad as certain other toys that you love to spend tons on.
Yeah, okay.
I feel it is very much a Michael Turner-esque sculpt.
I can see that, yeah.
Because he's got the super broad shoulders and super, super tiny waist.
Yeah.
He's got a couple paint flaws, but overall, I agree the paint is done, his chest symbol's done amazing.
Where are the flaws?
There's a red thing on his head right there. The red arm guards, or whatever you want to call it, they aren't as crisp, especially right there on both sides. His face, it's a great sculpt. There's a subtle paint on his lips. Sometimes the guys look like they're wearing lipstick, but yeah, it just looks really,
his
really well.
eyes are painted
his
really nice
eyes,
red.
It's a great portrait, as our third member would say sometimes. Move him around.
I'm moving him around, and this is where DC toys have broken me in the past, let's say. You like that little pun?
I am not going to touch this toy.
Okay. Well,
any more than I already have, because he is going to break at some point.
Do you think he is?
Just looking at the joints, they used the crappy clear plastic that plagued Funko's 6-inch line of legacy figures that all cracked, and all the old DC guys had the clear plastic that cracked. Yeah.
Huh.
Our good friend Christopher pointed out that shitty plastic and terrible. He has the exact same articulation scheme as their last attempt at trying to do Marvel Legends, except that he has thigh swivel. Finally, why they didn't do that the last time?
Who knows?
And I would have bought more.
Yeah.
And then they have the crazy double pegged feet that is basically essentially Wilson's favorite joint on Moon Knight and Daredevil and whoever.
I don't know why Hasbro hasn't adopted that on every figure. I'm interested to see if DC has adopted it on all of theirs.
Looking from the 4 guys in the wave, yes, they all have identical articulation.
Golf clap, DC, golf clap. So this is supposed to be their second kind of answer
This is actually
to Marvel
their
Legends.
third.
Their third. All right. So what were the other two that they fucked up?
Well, there was the original, all the DC Collectibles guys, barely moved, but all different sizes of scales. And then they canceled all those and they did the DC, whatever it was called, line before this, which is exactly the same figures with almost the exact same paint and the exact same sculpt, except they made these ones an inch taller so they don't fit with anything again. The last wave was actually a little too short, so they didn't fit with anything but themselves. So these guys don't fit with anything but themselves again. So this is their third in like 5 years attempt at making their version of an in-house Marvel Legends and or Marvel Select line that essentially makes you buy the third version of this figure again if you bought the previous ones. But this time you don't get any accessories.
That's right. Here are his accessories. Woo! That section's over.
The last time you bought a Flash toy, you could get a Cosmic Treadmill. Now you get Bupkis.
Size comparisons. Mr. Berg, why don't you run us through what we have here?
So we have Marvel Legends movie Loki. We have NECA's It character Pennywise. We have DC Essentials Reverse Flash and Marvel Legends comic Typhoid Mary.
And we have literally measured each one of these. He is exactly 7 inches. He's close to 7.5. She's pretty much exactly 6 inches. And him to the top point of his own horns was almost 7.5 inches. So personally, I would say he fits in decently with the Marvel Legends figures. At least the movie ones. Yeah? And? You don't think these two... Thanks, Loki. Fucking god of mischief over here. They go perfectly together, huh? They could be wedding dates?
Well, as long as Reverse Flash is 7'5" and Loki's 6'2", it's fine.
Whatever, nobody cares about size anyways. Bottom line time. I am gonna just straight up and give this guy...
Does he get a 5?
He does. He definitely does not get a 5. I like him. I do. Again, I was so hesitant. I was very nervous getting him out of the box. I'm giving him a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Straight up 3 out of 5. He's close to a 3.5. What has dropped him half a point is I'm still nervous moving him around. This wrist is still stuck in one area because of that paint thing, and I'm convinced it will snap. Now that you've told me he's made out of that shit plastic, that's definitely
where
going
the
to
paint
break.
comes off.
That's scaring me now.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. The paint flaw, to me, the paint looks great. I didn't even notice the red on his head until you pointed it out. I probably never would have. His total and complete lack of accessories is...
What should he come with?
At least a separate set of hands. Like 2 fists or 2 hands of this. Maybe straight hands.
But this box shows they clearly don't have that sculpt.
Yeah, makes total sense. But he poses great. I love the Reverse Flash. He's got those ankles that look cool. His sculpt is phenomenal. I'm not disappointed with my purchase. There are things that could be better, but all in all, so far, he's stayed in one piece.
I'm going to give this guy a 2, mainly because I've already bought this guy who I'm not afraid to break, and I realize that Reverse Flash is hard to get. Maybe you just got into toys now. Maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
That's fine.
What the fuck are you laughing at?
Here's a Mezco Reverse Flash for $55.
Yeah, but it's got soft goods, right? Like his...
But he comes with a tornado hand.
I could give a fuck. I don't like...
You just fucking bitched about...
No, I don't give a fuck because he's got like the real cloth suit. I hate that.
Anyway, where are we? I'm terrified of this guy's gonna break. The biggest reason I wouldn't give him, and this is such a Berg nitpick, I admit it, disclaimer, Berg nitpick, is that I love the glossy paint on the red boots.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay.
And I love the glossy paint on the red boots next to the flat yellow. It looks great. I want glossy red here. I want that glossy red here. I want that glossy red here.
Okay.
You know how hard that would be to do?
I don't know.
I don't think that would be hard at all because you just put glossy red paint instead of the flat red paint. I think that would make this character pop, this figure pop.
Well, he kind of has it on.
He does have it on his ears. I don't like this giant hole in his side.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm used to these ones because almost every toy with articulation, but I have guys with the same articulation screen from 1,000 different companies that doesn't have that big hole there. Also, for running guy, he does not get a lot
forward. He's got a lot back, but
yeah, that's a great flying swimming pose. It feels like they made a good attempt. I just wish pick one scale and stick with it. If you're gonna give me accessories up the wazoo for $3, you can't tell me that 5 sets of hands cost $3 2 years ago and they don't now.
My son came up with a fantastic idea for an accessory. He said, wouldn't it be cool if there was something that you could plug into his back that there was the color like the blur that they look like when they're running? And I was like, if it came with just that, I'd be fucking pleased as shit.
We can make that.
Yeah.
I'm terrified that I'm gonna get the text or phone call or email or just here's a chunk of flash that broke. I can't believe I bought another one of these.
Yeah. Until then, I'll just wait for the next Mattel one. Jesus. So, thanks for watching this episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. Leave comments. Please give us a thumbs up.
Give us 5 thumbs up. I'm vibrating too fast. You can't focus. I'm the Flash. Wait, shit. I'm the Reverse Flash. Or am I Professor Zoom?
We also have a Patreon page.
Wilson needs money. Give Wilson money.
Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. Patreon.com. You know what? I'm just going to put all this in the show notes. That's been it. Thanks for watching.
You can't see me.